correctly. The question for today is the term stan can be traced back to a song by which artist?
Did you say Stan?
Stan, Stan.
Elvis.
No.
I assume it's Eminem.
Yes, you got it correct. It is Eminem.
What? What?
Eminem. Eminem.
Ian, how did you know that?
I'm old enough for when that was a popular song on top radio or whatever.
Joe with Eminem. See, Joe knows too.
I. That was stupid.
It was not. Cat butt. You said my question was too easy, so now I changed it.
Yes, now it's too hard.
Ah, there's no pleasing you, Luis.
That was a solid
Well,
question. Don't let him get you down.
Thank you. Oh, Ryan. Hello.
Ryan!
Too
Ryan
easy.
Santos in the house.
See,
Ryan's
Ryan knew the answer.
Ryan's got a new book out. It's a detective story. It looks great.
Jay
I
Kennedy said,
know it's
so.
and did you know
So.
that it's called Dirty Living? And did you know that Sophia and I are both in that book?
No, I haven't picked it up yet. I got to grab one.
Uh-oh.
Cat OF. Yes.
Yes.
Cat
So
butt.
Ian, did you hear me?
I did not know that. I'll have to pick one up. I haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah, we are in a digital copy. I don't have it up here, but Ryan last week or 2 weeks ago, last week 2 weeks ago, who's that? Oh, Ryan is. We love Ryan here on the Angry Geeks. He's such an awesome guy. But yeah, Sophia and I are both in Dirty Living. Let's talk the comic fat.
Wait until
Fat Cat Funnies.
Terrificon. Oh, you got something planned? You got something special?
Oh.
Let's go.
Fat Cat Funnies. The
Yeah.
Acts of Helena. The one that started it all. For our relationship, our friendship. Where does she come from?
Oh, physical copies to be available.
She's just a character that I like to draw when she's super tough, she's super brave.
Mm-hmm.
She's able to handle situations that when I feel stressed out, I don't know if I can. So it's just one of those things that I do to um, help get through stuff. It's and
There you go.
and she's when I was really stressed out about Undersea Hero, I drew probably about 7 or 8 pages of a story that would be the next book when it's done. So yeah,
And how she's been around? How many issues have she been around, and how long?
I think I've done 5 books at this point, and they're kind of disjointed as far as their
Okay.
sequentialing. But the
What
next one would
character?
be like the issue
Go ahead.
2 of the new series, I guess.
Okay. What? What are you laughing at, little one?
What? No, don't put me on the spotlight. I'm
Oh,
laughing at comments.
oh, okay. Show the comments, please. Bring them up.
Okay.
Jay Kennedy is making his
Never mind.
presence
Go
known.
down. Go bring the no, 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 no. Jay Kennedy, stop it.
Jay Kennedy has entered the chat. Yeah.
Yes, I know. Sorry, public access TV. Sorry, Pod TV.
Canceled.
Canceled.
He and I are
Um,
talking about doing a late night show, so we'll see. We'll see.
yes, I know. Jay Kennedy wants us to record a D&D game, and with Jay, yeah, I'm kind of scared about doing that.
Pirate
If
metal.
Pirate Metal, oh, back in the day, I remember that. Ian, if you had a chance to draw
Hi,
any
chef.
character, hi chef, any character, what other than any character that you have already drawn, what character would you like to work on? If you could write or draw any character, what character do you want to?
I mean, I would want to keep working on
Yes.
some creator-owned stuff that I have in mind that I don't want to let out. But I mean, do you mean like at a specific publisher or something
It
along
could
those
be
lines?
any specific publisher or any public domain character. It could be out of the the big two. It could be an Image character, a Boom character. You already worked at Boom. It could be a Dynamite character, a character from the past, a character you grew up on that's not being publicized. It is being published. What character are you like? I would like to either bring this character back, work on this character, or I want to work on this character.
I guess I'll go by by publisher. I guess it would just be at DC. The one that I would bring up, just because I actually have a good idea for it, would be a book that was around a long time ago called Angel and the Ape.
Oh,
It's a very silly comic about a Sam Simeon, who is an ape who is also a professional cartoonist, and a lady who he works with, and they solve crimes together. Um,
okay.
at Dynamite, I would say any of the John Carter stuff, just because I read that stuff growing up as a kid. And at Marvel, there's a book that, again, I like the stuff that is a little bit uh, on the sillier side usually. And I would say a book called Damage Control that was created by Dwayne McDuffie and Ernie
Mm-hmm.
Colon, both incredible, underrated creators. And I also just love working on creator-owned stuff for other people because it's such a rare opportunity. And in comics, a lot of people in the history of comics have drawn, Superman or these other characters. But when I got to draw Usagi Yojimbo, that was an incredible honor because it's a creator-owned book. Not a lot of people ever get to touch it. And same with the Tick. There's only a handful of us around that ever worked on that character in comics. There's just not that many of us. I really appreciate and enjoy those really rare opportunities, whether it was Savage Dragon or pick any creator owned character that Steve Rude's characters like the Moth or whatever. That would be fun. There's all kinds of stuff out there that just would be really neat, just because it's such a singular voice that brought it somewhere, and then to try to do something that does it justice is a fun challenge. And with Usagi, I did it through looking at an artist called Hokusai, a Japanese artist, who's just an incredible artist who did printmaking really in the 1930s, 1940s. And there was a great art exhibit of it at the Boston MFA shortly before I got that assignment. And I really tried to be inspired by that. And it was just a fun journey, even though it was just one cover.
You, I knew you were going to have a profound answer for that. That's why I didn't ask any of your peers the same question, because you just you nail every answer, every question that is thrown at you. You're just you don't come out and say, well, Daredevil. You just come up and say these titles that not really anyone. I was really thinking Blue Devil was going to come out. When you said Angel and Ape, I was like, holy cow. All right, that is
This
awesome.
Why not Inferior
Sophia.
5? Because I couldn't afford the issues when I was a kid. I've read a couple of them, so I just don't know them. But I did come up with a decent uh, pitch for Angel and the Ape if that ever came about.
so you like
Sophia.
silly, eh? And then
I
DMAX says, I used to work for MFA in Boston.
Oh, cool.
Did
Yeah.
not know that. Very cool.
All right, so let's go back to some of your roots again. The Tick. Do you prefer the Fox original live action, the Amazon live action, or the Fox cartoon?
This is a loaded question because I know all these people, and you're trying to get me in trouble.
I
That's
am not, but hold on. We have to
Wait,
acknowledge
Georgia, why are you
someone.
dying?
Hey, Jar Jar.
Georgia!
He's because is
Why are
he
you dying?
dying because he's watching Ian, or is he dying because he's playing Resident Evil, or is he dying because he's sick?
Or is he hungry? He could be hungry.
That's true.
No, he's not hungry.
How do you
He's not
know?
hungry. I know my brother. He's dying because he's sick,
Joe
or
said, Jar Jar!
he's either dying because he's sick, dying because he's laughing.
Oh, he has food
I have
poisoning. No!
No.
Sorry.
Okay, so
Sorry.
Ian,
I hope you feel
your
better.
question.
I'll give you a tiered answer, but it is the truth. When I read the comics or when I've written the Tick or drawn the Tick, the voice in my head is that of Townsend Coleman, the guy that voiced it in the cartoon show. So
Okay.
that's the voice of the Tick that I hear. The silliness of the Fox show, it gives it like very good rewatchability, and Patrick was fantastic in it. But to me, season two of the Amazon show is almost perfect with Lobstercules and the way that because it was continued, and Ben Edlund was the showrunner for that series. And
Hmm.
if you read the comics and know the comics, that was probably the direction he would have steered it if he was still interested in doing comics.
Do you think that the Tick has? Did, let me rephrase my question. Did you ever feel that the Tick had the longevity that it did to be as popular as it was? I mean, it was like super silly. A lot of comic book fans out of New England didn't really know who the Tick was. People that bought books outside of New England were like, "What the hell is this?" And
I used to watch the
us,
Tick Show, the
Oh,
well,
nice.
cartoon.
I'm talking comic book collectors
Gotcha.
outside of New England would say spoon, and you're like, what the heck are you talking about? No, it's a New England based comic because it was an indie comic
Hmm.
here in New England. Um, were you ever surprised that it caught on worldwide?
I mean, when I am lucky enough to go to different
Boom.
states and
Spoon.
do do conventions in different states all over the country. Everyone I meet knows the Tick, is excited for the Tick, and like wishes there was more Tick. And it's a cult figure, and it's not a large, mass audience thing. But there's always a group of people, and they're always questioning and asking about it. And there's just a love for it because the character really embodies like just a pure sense of joy. So like when you get people to give it a chance, like, and that's one of the hard things about independent comics, and we've talked about it many times, is like
Mm,
people really are hindered by their bias towards brand recognition, and that would be like, I'm going to pick up the new Spider-Man or the new Batman, and I enjoy them, sure, but you're missing out on like some really really fun and just interesting things to do. I mean, to read. And, I love to pick up books that are, homemade by different people or small press or whatever. And the Tick started that way, of course. It started in the newsletter. It's just the mascot. So, it was in like 3 or 4 issues of that. Then they did the special edition one. And in this area, because Ben was from this area, people grew up with him. It was like, oh, this guy that was in this history class with my sister, anytime I do a show around here, someone tells me how they're connected to Ben and not just the Tick, and that's another interesting layer to it. And you know, I think it's just a joyful character. I hope that it has a long future. I don't know what that'll be as far as the publishing goes. I don't know what
mm.
that'll be as far as the television or transference goes for other mediums. But Ben still loves the character. He just drew a picture of him not that long ago on Twitter. He does those little post-it note sketches every now and again. So
Hmm.
um, there are people who can do things about it that still love the character, and there are people that are excited that when that happens, they'll be ready for it.
I feel the same way right now. I don't buy mainstream books, though. I think Feral is the best comic out on the market today.
Well,
I will. Have Are you familiar with Feral?
no,
It's
I'm
about
writing it
cats.
down right now.
Yeah, Feral is about. I turned Sophia on to Feral. It's just amazing. Think Walking Dead, but with cats, and it's amazing. Um, I would rather read a comic that my friends wrote, you, Joe, Chris, or go to the con and read something like Gnarl or something that my friends wrote because it's brand new. With that being said, before we take our next break, say Spider Man was, yes, there you go. I mean, Feral, it was just find Stray Dogs too. But Stray Dogs was really good.
I've seen
But
Stray
Feral,
Dogs. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Feral, so much better. Um, do you think if Spider-Man were to come out today as an indie book, do you think it would have that still have that? Sophia, this is a question